Once upon a time there was a kingdom ruled by a kind and wise king. The kingdom was protected by a mighty dragon named Scales who lived in a cave overlooking the castle. Scales was huge, with shiny blue scales and gigantic wings. He was able to breathe powerful flames that kept invading armies and rampaging monsters away. But one day, Scales tried to breathe fire to roast a boar for his dinner, but no flames came out. No matter how hard he tried, Scales could not breathe fire. "Oh no," he roared. "How will I protect the kingdom and cook my food without my flames?" Scales flew down to the castle and told the king about his problem. The king was very worried, but said, "Do not fear, Scales. We will find a solution." The king gathered his most trusted knights and wizards and told them of Scales' problem. The knights volunteered to patrol the kingdom borders day and night to keep enemies away. The wizards went into their laboratories to search for magical cure for dragon flame loss. They mixed potions and cast spells for days on end trying to find a way to restore Scales' fire. As the knights patrolled and the wizards experimented, Scales felt very sad. He was not able to do his duty and protect the kingdom he loved so much. His mood affected the weather, dark clouds gathered and rain poured down across the land. Seeing Scales so downhearted, the king's daughter Lucy tried to cheer him up. She brought him baskets of delicious fruits and vegetables from the royal garden for him to eat instead of roasted boar. Lucy told Scales funny stories that made him laugh and forget his worries for a while. But Scales could not remain cheerful for long. Each day without his flames reminded him of how useless he felt. Being unable to breathe fire was part of a dragon's nature. Without that ability, what good was he? Scales began to think that he would need to leave the kingdom to live in exile. One night, as Scales prepared to fly off, Lucy came to see him again. "Please don't leave, Scales. We need you here, even without your fire," she said. The earnest look on her face touched the dragon's heart. The very next day, a massive army from a rival kingdom poured over the border, intent on invasion. The knights rode out to battle the soldiers, but they were greatly outnumbered. From his cave, Scales watched in horror as his friends in the castle were overwhelmed. At that moment, Lucy's words echoed in his mind, "We need you here." Scales realized he had to fight, even if he could not breathe fire. Scales flew down and landed right in the middle of the invading army. He swung his spiked tail and flapped his powerful wings, scattering soldiers. Scales beat his wings again and again, whipping up giant dust storms that caused the invaders to drop their weapons and shield their eyes. Within minutes, Scales had blown away the entire invading force without harming them. From the castle walls, the people of the kingdom cheered as Scales saved the day. That evening, there was a grand feast in Scales' honor. As a gift, the wizards presented him with a special potion they had finally perfected after weeks of work. "Drink this, and your fire will be restored," they told Scales. The potion worked instantly and Scales shot flames high into the sky, lighting up the kingdom. But the most special gift was seeing the people cheering for their dragon guardian once more. Scales realized that his true strength had never been just in his flames, but in his heart.